Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer and today I'm gamesplaining Anachrony. If you've watched my other videos, you'll be aware of how to play the game, so I'm going to have a playthrough right now. I have set up the game as a two-player game. We have the Path of Harmony playing against the Path of Progress. I've set everyone up with their starting resources and water and energy cores, and their starting workers. One's asleep, four are awake. And that's the same for each. Different workers, obviously, because it's asymmetric setup, and different amounts of resource to start with. The special skills that we are playing with for Path of Harmony, for 2 water during phase 6, which is the cleanup phase, this player can recruit any worker, one worker that is left over in this set. And during phase 5, which is the placement phase, or the action rounds if you like, this player is allowed to send out an exosuit without any worker in the suit, and it's assumed that they work as a scientist. What they're working towards, so Harmony needs to have 3 of these life support buildings in order to evacuate at the end of the game, and then they're looking for gold and scientists. And Progress is trying to get 3 of the labs buildings before they evacuate, and also any pairings of a science and scientist. And there are points for whoever is furthest up on this track, whoever has the ability to travel back in time the furthest, whoever has the most workers, whoever has the most water, and whoever is the highest on this track. So let's get started. On the first turn, we actually start right through at phase 3, which is the power-up phase. So each of the players is definitely going to go with the 3 for free. This player might go with 1 extra, so he's going to spend 1 power core to do that. This guy's going to do similar, except he's going to actually go for 2 power cores to go for 2 extra guys, so he spends 2 of them. They retrieve water for each unused spot, so this player, Progress, is going to retrieve 1 water. And Harmony will get 2 for those 2 empty spots. Okay, before we move on to the action round, we do the warp round. So in the warp round, each player selects 1 or 2 of these tokens to give them some resources. This would normally be done in secret, but we can do this in the open. And that is what each is selected to go with. So the Path of Harmony is getting a purple resource cube, and Path of Progress has decided to go with nothing. That goes on here, and he takes a purple resource cube into his pile. It is currently the Path of Harmony that is in first player, as marked by this flag here. So we move into the action phase, and we shall start with scanning the board and seeing what we want to do. The super project that's open looks fairly good. It allows you to spend 1 water to move this marker along further, which would allow him to not have to pay to revive his workers, and then once per turn just push it back up to the top end. Okay, he's going to work towards building this. He's already got his 2 grey resource cubes to be able to build that one. He needs 3 of these life support buildings. So he might start by actually sending an engineer straight up to that spot there, which allows him to build with 1 less cost for each building. Okay, so he can either build the one that's going to give him 2 water straight away, or one where he can spend a resource. It is one of the purple resources, which are pretty hard to come by, but he can spend 1 of them to get 8 water. This one's worth 2 points at the end of the game, that's worth 1. So he might go with this one to start with. So he'll spend 1 grey resource, because using the engineer he only needs to spend 1 instead of the 2. And he'll build that. Okay, Path of Progress's turn. Progress is going to... What is Progress going to do? Progress would really like to build that super project. He started the game with the correct science symbol to be able to build that one straight away, and he'll be able to do that without having to use any of his, to do any time travel later on in the game. He will need So I'll come back over. So he's going to need 2 of the grey resource and 2 of the gold resource. He currently has 2 grey and 1 gold. So he's going to play this a little bit longer. He'll send up an administrator to recruit area to recruit an engineer, and he'll take 1 power core as a benefit of doing that, and he gets added to the active column straight away. Okay, so it is now Path of Harmony's second turn. Path of Harmony really wants to build this, so he will spend 1 water to place that guy. So that's 1 water. He'll need to send an engineer in with that, sorry. And he will build. He has his purple resource from that time travel that he did earlier on. He'll spend 1 grey because he'll get to do the other grey one for free because he sent an engineer up there, and it will also cost him 1 water. So they go back up where they belong, and he needs to select one of these. He might actually go with this one. It will cost him water to travel back in time, but however much water he spends, that's how far he can travel backwards. And that will also give him 1 point at the end of the game, and he'll get points every time he travels as well. Okay, the Path of Progress. In order to get this super project, he really needs 1 more gold. Path of Progress is going to wake this guy up. He doesn't want to spend any water because he's only got 4 left, and it's actually going to cost 5 to wake that up. So he marks that he's done the wake up, moves this down, and this guy is now awake. So he will send his engineer to the mines. Yeah, he'll take 2 gold. So he'll take that gold and that gold. So it actually goes on that one to be able to grab them. And they go on his board. Okay, we've only got scientists left on this side. So he'll send a scientist up. He doesn't need water. He could do with more recruits, but scientists, according to this icon, can't go here. So he's all full up here. He can get some resources, or he could just trade. He thinks he'll get some resources for the moment, so he'll take 1 green and 1 grey. That'll set him up okay for the next turn. Okay, he needs more water to be able to build his super project, so he's going to send a scientist up to this area, which actually gets him 4 water, because of that icon giving him 1 more than the 3 that you would normally get by going there. So there's all the waters. This guy has 1 more thing that he can do. He's got heaps of water. He could probably do with just some more resource. So he might just go here and grab another grey and a green, just to set himself up with a whole bunch of resources for next turn. Okay, now I think this guy's going to be able to build his super project, so sending the engineer up. There's no more spaces at the building location, so he'll spend 1 water to go there, which will give him the first player marker next turn. That'll allow him to build this using the science that he had at the beginning of the game. 1 grey because he sent an engineer, and 2 gold, and 1, 2, 3... the 4 water that he just picked up. That's now built, so he can put that on any of the tracks that he wishes, and I think he's probably going to put it down the bottom, and they'll give him 6 points at the end of the game. Okay, he's now got another scientist which he can send off to work, or he could send an administrator off. He will send the administrator off. Administrator is going to recruit. That'll cost him a water, and he shall recruit this guy. He's a wildcard worker and can do anything, and he might actually take the 2 water as his bonus for recruiting. The only thing left to do is action anything on the board. You can do this at any time, so I could use this and a water to move this back up if I wished. And I think that might be a worthwhile thing to do. So we'll put that in there. 1 of the waters gets spent, and this moves back up to its starting position, so he's not going to lose points on that. and just scan the board. There's no more workers except for the guy who's asleep, so there's not a whole bunch more he's going to be able to do. So we'll call that there as the end of the first day. Everyone comes back off the board to their appropriate spots. Any engineers that were in this slot will actually be retrieved awake. So that's yellow, is taking that. That engineer stays awake. Scientist comes back, but on the exhausted side. So you guys come back from there and go to the exhausted side also. So you guys come back from there and also go to the exhausted side. And this guy, last one, comes back in and on the exhausted side. We now set up for the next day. This guy's allowed to spend 2 water to grab one of those leftover workers, which he's going to do. So there's the 2 water. And he might as well take the engineer. Anachrony comes in awake. And then we reset the board and carry on like that. Now, I'm going to leave it there. That's taken a long time to play through just the first round. There are 7 rounds total. I didn't really do any of the time travel stuff, but you can watch the rules video to understand how that works out. This is just an idea of the first turn. I hope this has given you a feel for how Anachrony plays. And I hope this helps you get Anachrony to the table. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you have any games that you wish to be Gamesplayed, please shoot me an email at thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at thegamesplainer to see what games I've been playing. Check out my blog, thegamesplainer.wordpress.com, to have a read of my weeks of adventures in gaming. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.